Time this Monday afternoon, trading has just begun for Singapore's largest listing in 8 years. Its stock is now trading a couple of cents above its offer price of $1. The IPO is expected to give a much-needed boost to the Singapore exchange, which has seen lackluster interest for major listings in recent years. Valued at $773 US, in fact, I should say million US dollars, the trust NTT DC REIT it counts as Singapore's sovereign wealth fund GIC as a cornerstone investor and is backed by Japan's telecom giant NTT. Its Singapore public offer was 9.8 times oversubscribed. It received application monies totaling some $376 million, overall based on around 600 million units available for subscription under the offering, including 570 million units offered to international investors. It was around 4.6 times oversubscribed. The international placement was $1 million per unit, $1 per unit, I beg your pardon, that's $1 per unit, while the Singapore public offer was at $1.276 per unit. And CNA's Roland Lim talks to the CEO of SGX Group, Loh Boon Chye, on standby right now.
Thanks, Yasmin. It's been a landmark day here at the Singapore Exchange, the debut of NTT DC REIT. That's the biggest real estate listing in over a decade in Singapore. Marks not only a win for digital infrastructure investors, but also a broader vote of confidence for Singapore's capital markets. Now, as the exchange celebrates rising trading volumes and renewed IPO activity, we take a closer look at what's driving this momentum, what can be done to deepen liquidity and to attract global issuers and innovate across asset classes. Now, I'm joined by Mr. Loh Boon Chye. He is CEO of SGX to talk about the health of the market and the outlook. Boon Chye, thank you for joining us on CNA. Let's start with why we are here. NTT DC REIT. Now, this is the largest in over 10 years. What does this say about SGX's efforts in terms of bringing back momentum to the IPO market and to attract international listings?
Indeed, a landmark occasion, a landmark event. Not only is NTT DC REIT our largest REIT IPO in over a decade, it's also the largest data center REIT in Asia. We had the Infotech main board listing last week. We're going to have China Macro Systems secondary listing on the main board tomorrow. We're seeing an increase in activity. As you've seen, the STI index has hit an all-time high. With the efforts collectively by the review group and the market ecosystem, there's clearly optimism amongst the issuers that we're speaking to, whether internationally, regionally, or locally.
What's in the pipeline?
A slew of different sectors, issuers from internationally, regionally, and locally. And I think the slew of diverse sectors and companies reflects the confidence in our capital markets and also the activity that's been generated, in particular our recent trading activity.
Okay. Now, we've seen a real pickup in trading activity, as you just mentioned. Daily average value up 22%, Forex derivatives 66% on year. These securities volumes up, FX derivatives booming. What's driving the surge? I mean, do you think this pace is something that SGX can keep up with?
With a relatively stronger fundamental in the economy and a resilient currency, we've seen investors' interest balancing between stability and long-term growth. In June, our stock market turnover jumped by 23%. As I said, our index has hit an all-time high. We're seeing capital flows into mid-cap and non-index stocks. And just in terms of product innovation, we're also seeing a better take-up rate. And across our businesses, our ability to provide a multi-asset platform has drawn investors in terms of risk management, but also access to Asian opportunities. So I think all this is coming together in terms of investors looking at Asia, looking at Singapore, looking at SGX.
I want to pick up on that point. SGX has been positioning itself more than just an equities exchange. I mean, you've made big moves into commodities, Forex, even ESG-linked products. What's next?
Our product innovation, especially around benchmark asset classes, benchmark contracts, has done very well. and also we are also innovating. So you mentioned about the ESG thematic, our climate suite of products, in particular our MSCI Asia ex Japan ETF is the second largest on SGX, and it's the biggest ETF outside of the MSCI Climate Action family outside of the US. We're continuing to see interest. Importantly, when we look at product innovation, we talk to our customers, and that's what we're doing successfully to create benchmark contracts and asset classes.
Okay. Competition from other exchanges is also very, very keen. Companies listing in Singapore has been on the decline. What is SGX doing to attract more international listings?
It's not one or the other. It's not a zero-sum game. Our approach is collaboration. So some of our companies from outside of Singapore are seeking a secondary listing on SGX. Our Singapore depository receipts has also seen Thai companies and Hong Kong listed companies tapping our market where investors can access them. We are continuing to innovate, importantly reaching out to the ecosystem, working with our listed companies to unlock value and enhancing research.
The Monetary Authority of Singapore had launched a $5 billion equity market development program to boost the markets. Are we seeing results on the ground already?
Overall, I think the review group is working very closely. The government is collaborating closely with the private sector. This is a significant effort, a very substantial set of measures announced by the review group. And these measures, with future ones, if implemented well and quickly, can really add liquidity to the flywheel. The equity development program, the $5 billion they talk about, is just one of such measures. But importantly, the government, through the review group, is looking at this holistically across demand, supply, and regulation.
One final question. Looking ahead, where are the biggest opportunities and challenges for SGX?
Asia remains a faster growing part of the world. With geopolitics and the uncertainty and volatility, SGX multi-asset platform provides investors the access for risk management, but importantly, access to Asian opportunities. I think we'll continue to see many growth drivers. And obviously, one of the challenges we need to be mindful of is there's no such thing as a likely scenario in today's terms.
Okay, Boon Chye, I appreciate those insights. And that was Mr. Loh Boon Chye, CEO of SGX. But don't go away. Next hour, I will have the President CEO, Doug Adams, of NTT DC REIT, talking to us.